welcome to Alex FPL. If you love FPL but don't have hours to spend digging through data, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Today, we're covering three topics: overall tips and strategy, the best free resources to use, and the new FPL rules for the upcoming season and how this affects your tactics. So, starting with overall tips and strategy, these are the basics that helped me finish in the top 0.1% last season. First off, judge the decision, not the outcome. Picking a player who then gets injured in the pre-game warm-up is not something you should waste any time regretting. Focus instead on learning from avoidable mistakes, like transferring out a player facing weak opposition and nailed to start. Secondly, always set your bust team. Every week, make a habit of picking your 11 as soon as possible. I try to do it while the previous game week is still underway. There may be a moment this season where you forget a deadline. Setting your bust team early will limit disappointment because at least your starting 11, captain, and bench order are sorted. Next tip, squad value is not a big factor. Many elite managers, including Fabio Borges, arguably the best FPL manager in the world, say they never look at price rises and falls. Be like Fabio. Wait till deadline day to bring a player in. Avoid you getting burnt by injuries or last minute news. Here's another tip. Don't fear taking a hit. Just make sure they're worth it. Target players with strong fixtures, captain potential, or multiple game weeks. And as for who you're transferring out, target players that are injured or won't start. So at the very least, you're bringing the hit down to 2 points instead of 4 if your player were to blank. Also remember, a successful transfer is not decided in one game week. It needs to be assessed over 3 or 4 game weeks at least. Final tip, set a realistic goal. Whether it's beating your one mate who thinks he's better at FPL than you, winning your work mini league, or hitting that top 100k or even top 10k. Having direction helps with decision making. If you want to gain a serious edge in FPL without spending a penny, you need to know where to look. These are the best free resources that I use every single game week. Tools that help me plan better, react faster, and outscore rivals. One of them was a game changer for me. And by the way, none of these are sponsors. I just genuinely like them. First up, FPL.team, a website and app perfect for planning your squad. You can build your team, test out transfers, and see how you line up, not just for the next game week, but future ones too. Follow Ben Krellin on Twitter. He's the go-to guy for accurate predictions on when fixture doubles and blanks will happen. If you're not on Twitter, consider it. It's arguably the most active forum for FPL discussion and latest news. Another top resource is the FPL Live Game Week website and app. This one shows you your live rank, effective ownership, mini league rival info like transfers, and much more. Effective ownership, especially, is crucial to understanding how a player impacts your score, whether you have him or not. You can find out how much a player's points you're effectively gaining respective to different mini leagues or your target group, like the top 100k. EO can sound complicated to anyone hearing it for the first time, but this app makes it super easy to visualize what it means. Then there's the official FPL calendar. Sign up and set deadline reminders so you don't miss another deadline. This, for me, was the biggest game changer. We all have busy weeks sometimes and won't always remember a midweek deadline. I set reminders for 1 day before and 1 hour before the deadline, but you can customize it however you like. Link in the description to download the calendar reminders. This is less of a resource and more of a reminder, but try to watch games live when you can, or at least catch match of the day. The eye test isn't everything, but it's useful. You'll start to see who's actually involved, who's passing the eye test, and who's just stat padding. Nunes. Finally, check Twitter 30 minutes before the deadline, always. That's when team leaks happen, and you'll often find out if someone's benched, injured, or ill. It could save you from a transfer disaster. Try to always wait until deadline day to lock in a transfer. Big changes are coming to FPL this season, and I'll break them all down. And stick around, I'm clearing up some confusion about the AFCON rule at the end. First up, double chips. This season, every chip, free hit, wildcard, triple captain, bench boost, are available twice. Once in the first half of the season and once in the second half. But if you don't use a chip in the first half, you lose it. Next, assistant manager chip is gone after its unpopular introduction last season. Let's be honest, nobody liked it. It confused new managers and wasn't well received by experienced ones either. Now for a big one, defensive contributions, or DEFCON as some are calling it. FPL will now award up to 2 extra points per game to players for actions like clearances, blocks, interceptions, and tackles, also known as CBIT. This makes defensive mids and centre backs much more viable. It won't flip the game on its head, but it expands the player pool in a smart way. FPL will now award assists in more situations than before. We've all been burned watching a player clearly set something up and not get the points. That should happen much less now. And finally, the AFCON rule. I've seen some confusion about this. This only applies if you own a player who leaves for AFCON. If that happens, FPL will give you 5 free transfers in that game week. Not every manager gets them, only if one of your players is leaving. To take full advantage, make sure you use up all of your regular transfers the week before, and then use the 5 free transfers when they kick in. Honestly, 5 feels like a bit too much. 3 might have been better. In summary, these new rules make FPL more fun. More viable players, new strategies, and more routes to points. I love the changes FPL is making. It'll allow casual managers to enjoy the game more, and it will permit more experienced managers to change up their previous strategies. In the next video, I'll talk through my first draft featuring last season's absolute GOAT. You won't want to miss it. I've avoided some very template players and I explain why. That's it for this one. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. It's my first ever YouTube video, as you probably noticed, but I'll be posting regularly, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.